All right, guys. How you guys doing? How you doing? I'm trying to get all my streams up. Everything seemed to be good, but I wanted to follow up with um the last video we did. We were talking about I wanted to tell the story about how my daughter was murdered on the side of the freeway, and we just went down that rabbit hole of all the shootings that have happened in the city of Atlanta around the freeways. 285, 75, 85. Um, I think it's a couple on 675. But before I get going, I want to shout out, not shout out, but it's another young lady was killed. That's why I'm making sure I'm getting on today. Um, she was murdered, and it's sad because it's so similar to my daughter's. This girl was 34, driving home from work the same way my daughter was driving home from work. This happened on the 15th, and somebody pulled alongside of her and shot her, and nobody saw anything. The issue has been and will continue to be that the DOT cameras, the Georgia DOT cameras, are not recording. And I just want to say that if these shootings were happening in other areas, I would probably say they would come up with a solution. So before we get going, I'm gonna watch this. I want y'all to watch this video. I'm gonna give everybody time to come on, um, and just man, it's something gotta happen. All right. I created a website. The website is called AtlantaShot.com. So if you want to go to that website, that's what's behind me right now. It's called AtlantaShot.com, and the website is basically tracking these shootings. It's tracking them. I have it set up to where we're updating them as soon as they happen. You know, we checking every day, midnight. We would run a check to see if something that happened. But this young lady it's so sad, man. It's so sad, man. It really reminds me of my daughter's shooting. And it actually, when I heard her mother do the interview, it was like me, because I know she's going through it's like a fog right now. And I wish I knew her. I give her some kind of words of encouragement, but it don't get better. You get better. You get what I'm saying? It's not like the pain go away. You just become more. You're able to deal with it more. So let's listen to her story. Sad, guys. It just happened, but we're gonna play her video, and let's go. All right, man.
Says she got the worst phone call of her life.
Oh my God.
She
was my baby.
I'm gonna start over.
She was my baby.
On Tuesday night, Gloria Allen says she got the worst phone call of her life.
Oh my God. You have no idea.
Her daughter.
You're talking about a light, a shining light that got snuffed out.
Bianca Huntley was on her way home in rush hour traffic on I-75.
She actually was shot, tried to dial 911, get out of the vehicle.
Atlanta police found her BMW parked on the median, the turn signal still on, and Bianca in critical condition.
It's something that she did not deserve.
Bianca was rushed to Grady, but doctors couldn't save her.
Her life, we will celebrate it until my last breath.
A life Gloria says Bianca worked hard for. She bought her first home just a couple years ago.
By herself, okay, raising two daughters because of her hard work and dedication. Nobody did it for her. She did it.
Gloria says they broke the news to her colleagues at DHL in McDonough, where she'd just gotten a promotion.
The whole place, Actually, it didn't break my heart, Cody. It made me feel so happy and proud that my daughter was such a light that shined everywhere that she went. You know, that's what her boss joked with me this morning. He said, you know, her energy, she changes the atmosphere when she walks into a room. I said, I know.
Memories Gloria will now hold on to as she uses her energy to find the person who took her daughter's life.
We're talking about 6 o'clock. 6:30, rush hour traffic on Highway 75. Somebody saw something. I'm a woman of faith. Vengeance belongs to God, but my daughter will be vindicated.
And man, I just want to first and foremost just say, man, my condolences to the family, man. Like for real. I truly know that pain. I'm not just saying it either. I remember when I received the call that my daughter had been shot 75 on 285. You just go into this fog. So and this just happened April the 15th. Today is the 17th. It happened 2 days ago. It just happened, guys. Somebody said the mother said she believed she was targeted. It could have been somebody she knew or something. I'm not sure. But what I do want to say is it's getting too easy to shoot people and kill them on the freeways of Atlanta or I guess I can't speak for any other city. I only can speak for Atlanta because of the fact that I lost my daughter. And I know that the GDOT cameras are not recording. And that was in 2021. It happened to me in 2021, and not just me, it happened to multiple families in 2021. And they're still not recording these freeways. And I know it's a dilemma of space, you know, like that's a lot of footage, but people have gotten to the point where they're just shooting and killing people on the freeway. So we got these theories. These are the theories, and I'm gonna share the theories with you, right? I'm gonna share the theories with you because I'm ready to go down the theory hole with anybody who want to go down the theory hole, right? All right. Number one, the first theory is there is a serial shooter in Atlanta. That's the first theory. In my mind, that's always been a possibility that somebody is in Atlanta riding on the freeway, killing people. That's been my theory, right? And the reason behind my theory is that they're classifying these incidents as road rage incidents, meaning that it wasn't a plan. It wasn't like, you know, I came here and I had already had my escape route designed. I had on a disguise. I had my tag number hidden. No, I was riding down the freeway. Somebody cut me off. I got upset. I grew angry. I pulled my weapon. I fired my weapon, shot into somebody's car. They get hit. Now I got to figure out how to get away without being captured, right? Now, in the middle of rush hour traffic, like, how do I do this? How do I get away without, you know, because somebody saw something, even if they didn't see the flash? You know, we're not talking about road rage does not mean that there was a plan. So that's the point I want to make. There wasn't a plan. Okay. So when they say it was road rage, it's my opinion that it was spontaneous. So that should be easy to get a tag number, easy to get caught. But in these cases, that's not what's happening. These people are getting away scot-free. I mean, no tag number, no vehicle description, no nothing. This girl was just riding down the road in her car, coming home from work. She got 2 kids and she was pregnant, y'all. The girl was pregnant. She was pregnant. And she got murdered, and they're saying it's road rage. So my first theory is there's a well-organized shooter riding around in Atlanta, a well-organized, a well-put-together shooter riding around the freeways of the United States, because it could be not just Atlanta, but I would say in Atlanta. Okay, that's the first theory. All right. The second theory has been that there's a truly road rage event, like people getting upset. Because I mean, I've been doing this research, like what was when road rage incidents took off? When did they start getting to the point where they got out of hand? And from all my research, it happened during COVID, during the lockdown. People started buying guns at a higher rate, and um supposedly, I don't know what happened, guys, but that was supposedly, it's all these different theories. There's all these different theories about why there are more road rage incidents than before. So what I did was, let me show y'all what I did, and this is no joke. I created this website right here, right? And the website is atlantashot.com. It's atlantashot.com. So if you want to go to the website, just go to the website, you can see. And what the purpose of this website is, I am keeping track of these shootings. In the website, it talks about a lot of these numbers, because I started in 2021. How many people got shot? Everything that was going on in 2021. But as I started going on in 2021, I realized, because 2021 was the peak. If you look right here, that was the peak. That's when it was happening the most. And that's when my daughter was murdered in 2021, right? So I just started researching, like, man, what in the world? Just researching all the shootings. 2021 was the peak. They're still happening. They're still happening all over the doggone freeway, but they're kind of piped down. So I even did an incident breakdown of the shootings, right? You see the incidents, and all this is on the website Atlanta Shot, and it just was put together, but I'm gonna make it better as time go on. These are all the shootings that happened from January the 1st of 2021 and till now. I added her. It just happened. I didn't have her name. She was unidentified, but her name is Bianca Huntley. That was on you see, that just happened April the 15th, fatal, 2021. Another one happened April 13th in DeKalb County, but that person was arrested. So these truly may be road rage incidents, guys. Like, I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, I feel that the Georgia Department of Transportation and all the municipalities at some point should decide that we need to start recording activity on the freeway, because these people, so let's say they road rage incidents, they're getting away with it. These are families that's being murdered, man. People in the families are being murdered. So we're just gonna go down. Let me show y'all, man, all the shootings that have happened. So April the 15th, that was Bianca. R.I.P. Bianca. Sorry, man. I'm sorry to our family. On April the 13th, Lauren Bullis, she was killed. Hold on. Let me see. And then I got a drop down. The drop down is expand the details on it. So you could go on there. Okay, so this was the lady who was killed at the Checkers. Okay, so that's not her, but it just been putting them in kind of order. I remember the story right there. That's the lady that was killed in the Checkers. This is an unnamed a fatal shooting, unnamed suspect, a road rage incident escalated in a high-speed chase involving a Banks County Sheriff deputy after a pit maneuver. So this person, they say it was unsolved suspect, opened fire on deputies. Deputy repaired all, or they killed him. So he dead. Yeah, he dead. So I'm gonna make it better as I go along. It's just me doing this stuff. But I just want to say this, guys. And this is for real. This is serious. Number one, let me come at my stage. I'm sorry. Number one, if you're riding on the freeways, wherever you at, be careful. Be careful. Okay. Number two, don't allow, because everything is fine and just remember, man, we have either somebody doing it, or we have road rage incidents where people are just taking off and just shooting people and shooting up in their cars and taking people's lives. I experienced that. I don't know what to believe, y'all. I'm just being honest. I don't know what to believe. I'm to the point now where I'm not sure, we got all these different theories. You know, I just pull y'all comments up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just noticing the comments. Yeah, I just, for me personally, I think it's a mixture of both. When you ask me, I think it's a mixture of both. I think that there may actually be. Before I say that, let me show y'all this other video, and so y'all, did y'all watch the first? Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna show you the first video again. Pay attention. And I'm gonna show you the next video. Pay attention. We're gonna do some sleuth work. Tell me what's the similarities in these videos. And these are from, one of them is from 2021 and the other one is from April 15th. So let's play Bianca video, play her video again, guys.
She was my baby.
On Tuesday night, Gloria Allen says she got the worst phone call of her life.
Oh my God. You have no idea.
Her daughter,
You're talking about a light, a shining light that got snuffed out.
Bianca Huntley, was on her way home in rush hour traffic on I-75.
She actually was shot, tried to dial 911, get out of the vehicle.
And the story that they're telling, I'm gonna play back, is so similar to my daughter's story. My daughter was shot, she parked, and I mean, all these, like these stories are so similar, guys. But listen,
Atlanta police found her BMW parked on the median, the turn signal still on, and Bianca in critical condition.
It's something that she did not.
I'm gonna stop it right there. All right, so y'all paid attention what happened right now. Watch this one. Let's watch this one.
Investigating 2 more shootings on Metro Atlanta interstates today. Since the start of the year, there have been at least 7 reported shootings on or near our roadways. The case is proving difficult to investigate. Joe Hinkie spoke to those who knew 2 of the victims best.
A total of 7 shootings, 5 of them deadly, all still under investigation. And given the circumstances often of a shooting on an interstate, police say these can be difficult cases to solve. Ernesto Anderson Jr., 31 years old, father of 4, a baseball fan, car club member, and he cared for his parents during their cancer battles. Anderson's parents sat by his sister Michelle as we talked today.
I got a call.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I put the wrong video up. Let me find the right video. I want you guys to see this other video. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm just putting all these doggone videos. Another interstate shooting. Woman found dead. Okay, let's try this one. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. But there is another video that I have. I'm sorry, I thought I had it together. But there's another video that I had. Let's try this one. Let's see.
But first, Atlanta police investigating another shooting along the interstate. This is at least the 10th interstate shooting in the metro this year, and the second just this week. In this morning's incident, investigators say someone shot a 29-year-old man while he was driving along I-20 in southwest Atlanta. 11 Alive's Brittany Klein, Peter.
That ain't it. But I mean, I got so many of these videos, guys, and they're just on and on and on. But I want to find the one particular one for this playback. Traffic halt overnight. Yeah, this is it right here. Gotta be. I'm trying to find the one that. Let's see if this.
DeKalb police are searching for clues after yet another shooting on the interstate.
Now that's my daughter.
Bringing traffic to a standstill for hours overnight. So far this year, there have been more than a dozen shootings on interstates around Metro Atlanta. But as Joe Hinkie found out, the cases are hard to solve and nearly no arrests have been made.
When a shooting happens on the interstate, cars are moving quick. There can be little, if any, evidence for police to collect afterwards, or few, if any, witnesses to talk with, a law enforcement expert tells me, making these challenging crimes to solve. This is the scene of the most recent shooting on the interstate. It happened just before midnight on 285 northbound, south of Church Street. An adult was shot and taken to the hospital in critical condition, according to DeKalb County Police. Since January 1st, these 16 shootings have taken place from the city of Atlanta to Clayton, Coweta, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties. Today, we followed up with the police departments investigating each case and could only confirm a single arrest.
It's hard to ID the shooter. There's very few witnesses. They usually occur at night. And it's really hard to conduct a full-scale investigation.
Mike Pugliese is a former police officer in Gwinnett County turned attorney. He says one arrest out of 16 interstate shooting cases does not surprise him, with such a shooting happening in an instant, and then everyone is gone, often at night.
Your witnesses are usually uncooperative. They may be passing through. They may be out of state. It's hard to locate them and do a thorough investigation.
If you witness a shooting on the interstate, police say
First, Atlanta police investigate.
But the thing is, hold on, I'm sorry about that. But the thing is, when he made that statement about the witnesses, I don't believe that. I don't believe that's true. I think what happens is you asking them to do police work, like you asking them to do police work, and not to say all of them don't want to do police work, but I just can't. Yeah, you can't tell me, well, nobody want to help. That's always the excuse when it comes to our community. Nobody wants to help. Like I don't believe that's necessarily true in this case. And it's not a racial thing going on for me. It's just I'm just not sure. Let me try. I'm trying to find this video, man.
Police want to track down the shooter who killed a man and a woman on I-285. We brought you this story as breaking news here last night.
New tonight, police are now sharing new details. And as Fox 5's Eric Perry reports, what happened is part of a bigger problem.
Truly scary moments described on a busy highway, but this is really a part of a much larger issue. We counted nearly a dozen road rage incidents that have happened on Metro Atlanta roads this year. Traffic on I-285 shut down for hours Tuesday night as yet another road rage shooting claimed the life of two people.
Don't know the motive behind it. We don't have any leads at this time on potential suspects.
College Park police are still working to piece together what happened, but confirmed a white BMW smashed into the back of a white Ford Explorer, and that led to a shooting.
It had been traveling 285 eastbound toward Riverdale Road, and it is.
Y'all caught that? Y'all caught that? So look, watch hers.
Bianca was rushed to Grady, but
Watch
doctors couldn't save her.
Her life.
I just
Get out of the vehicle.
Atlanta police found her BMW parked on the median, the turn signal still on, and Bianca
She had a white BMW.
One vehicle at the.
I don't know.
And that led to.
Watch this.
A white BMW smashed into the back of a white Ford Explorer,
So
and that led to a shooting.
It had been traveling 285
So
eastbound
these are years apart.
toward Riverdale Road.
When I was watching
White
this,
Ford Explorer,
so I was
working
like,
to piece together what happened, but confirmed a white BMW smashed into the back of a white Ford Explorer.
so what happened was, I believe the people in the white BMW had been shot. They were trying to get away from the shooter or whatever. They the ones. It's the media always doing, like, especially this particular guy right here. Like, I remember Fox 5. Don't believe everything the media say. I'm telling you, man, because they just rush to get those stories out. But we're putting it two and two together. So the first connection I saw was the white BMW. Like,
condition.
It's something that she did not deserve.
Condition
It's something that.
still on, and Bianca in turn signal still on.
so
Atlanta police found her BMW parked on the median, the turn signal still on, and Bianca in critical condition.
It's something that.
I mean, I don't know. What if it was something like that? You know, what if you had somebody, you know, because normally a person who shoot, they have a person who a serial, they have a type, right? They have a type. So what if? I don't know. We don't know. So what I do is I'm paying attention to all the little pieces to the puzzle. I saw a white BMW that night. This young lady was killed. And then 5 years ago, somebody shot up a white BMW. This girl, and I don't say this stuff lightly, right? I'm not just saying this stuff just to try to make a show or anything. What I really would like is, I would like for people to get a justice. You know, how can you just kill people and just like go, like, these folks are just shooting? So if this is not one person, this is a bunch of different people who are out here shooting people on the freeways of Atlanta and probably all around, and then just get up and go to work the next day. And I'm talking about just a regular 9 to 5. I'm gonna go to the gym tonight, you know, type of person. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm not sure if that's true. I think it may be a little mixture of both. It may be a situation where it may be somebody who's doing it getting away with it because you got other people who are doing it just on the fly. And this person really got their stuff together. Y'all remember John Allen Muhammad up in Washington, D.C., right? How John Allen Muhammad then was doing. They had a hole in the trunk of the car. And they were pulling up, and he was his name was Lee Malvo. They were firing a weapon out the keyhole on the trunk of the car, or whatever. They had a hole in the trunk of the car, something like that, right? And they were getting away with it. I remember when that happened, they thought it was a white box truck. For the longest, they thought it was a white box truck. They're riding around in a doggone box Chevy, shooting people out the back of it, and had gotten away with it. So every time you see somebody who do this type of stuff and they get caught, the person who comes behind them know how to do it better. So if when John Allen Muhammad them got caught, the person who wanted to do it next they've learned, okay, don't do it this way. If you do it this way, because that's how they got caught. You see what I'm saying? But the problem I have is it does not seem to be any sense of urgency to solve it. Like, it's no sense of urgency. It's not like when you see the police, you listen to them talk, right? I've been collecting these videos. You just listen to them talk. It's just, no leads. Like, I don't know what I'm expecting for them to say. I'm not expecting them to jump on the camera and, man, I'll flip this table. I'm not expecting that. But what I am expecting is some type of sense of urgency, as if this was your family. Because if that was your daughter, like, this mother is forced to doggone now. Not only do she have to bury her child, she has to figure out she got 2 grandchildren. She got to work with that situation. She got to go through the whole process of with her daughter. She got to mourn her daughter. They're getting ready to have to bury the daughter. They got to go clean out the daughter's house. They got to go, like, it's a lot. I remember when I did that. You got to go down there, like, when the body is laying there, you like, now what? Like, I don't know what to do. I got a friend named Zach, man. He worked over at he the funeral director over at Riley Rucker Funeral Home, and I didn't know what to do. Zach called me. He called me and was like, Larry, man. And he said, it was like, man, I can help you, like, type thing. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. He looked out for me. And I was such in a fog, man. I don't even remember the conversations. So I can imagine what this mama is going through right now, guys. And we got to get to, like, we're watching these people's pain on the news, and the news cycle is going on. They're going to go to something else. But these people are still left with the reality of not the fact that my child died from cancer, not the fact that my child died from a car accident, that my child was doing what he or she was supposed to be doing, and somebody took it upon themselves to pull beside them and fire a weapon into the car and took their life, right? And then all the while, the news outlets, the media, it's the police departments, it's like just another story. The detectives gonna answer the call. They're gonna answer the call, and they're gonna they'll talk to you. If they answer, with my daughter's case, they answer the call probably a couple times, and after that they stopped answering the calls. And I couldn't get anything. There's nothing else we could do. I'm calling. And finally, I spoke to a guy there. We talked, and, like, I'm leaving messages. You get what I'm saying? Because they pretty much saying they throwing their hands up. So this girl family, the same way, I feel for her family, I really do. I feel for her family, yeah, man. So somebody said, shooting people and living their lives just like a regular. Yeah, man, just think about that. Like, somebody, like, that's how far down. If this is not, if these shootings are not connected, because I got another video. Watch this. It's another video. This the video that really kind of woke me up to what was possibly going on. Let's watch this. Come on.
11, a death investigation in Doraville.
Police tell us they found the woman sitting inside her car along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard on Saturday with a gunshot wound. NewsEdge reporter Janice Yu tells us more about the victim.
I'm told Carmen Lee was just a few days shy of her 26th birthday, and she was simply going back home after spending some time with friends at a barbecue when she was shot and killed.
I work in Rome. I live in Atlanta. That's a 74-mile drive, and I was 60 miles in when the cops called me. I had to pull to the side. I was screaming. I was hitting stuff in the car.
It was with this one phone call that so many lives were shattered. A man who asked us only to identify him as someone close to Carmen Lee says he was the one who had to tell her family she was dead. Doraville police found the 25-year-old woman shot to death in her car along Peachtree Industrial Boulevard Saturday night.
Lives are being affected by, excuse the language, but stupid actions. This just needs to stop. There's too many people suffering, and she hates that.
The man says Lee was on her way home from a barbecue at a friend's house. He says police have indicated she didn't know the person who shot and killed her. She became a victim of the violence she often talked about.
Every single day, she mentioned about how this violence is going crazy. All these violent actions, gun violence, random violence. She just wanted all of that to end, for everyone to be together just peacefully.
So that she was, where her body was found at was probably 5 miles from where my daughter was shot at. And she was shot, I think, 3 days after my daughter. My daughter was shot on like the 26th and she was shot on the 29th of May, right? So, and they've never, like, only thing they can say, like you heard what they said that she did not know the person who shot her. How do y'all know that? You get what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all know? How do you guys know she don't know the person who shot her or shot at her? Because the case has never been solved, ever. Nobody has ever been arrested for it. So that's what I was trying to figure out, you know? I was trying to figure that out. Like, how do you know that? People are so quick to jump to the theory. Like, even the boyfriend in the interview, he was saying, we got to stop all this senseless violence. We got to stop all these random stuff. We got to stop. Like, automatically, the first thing we defer to is this some senseless violence. It's some senseless this or say, you know, we automatically done solve the case without even doing any investigation work. And most police officers, most detectives, right? I'm not going to say most. I'm going to say a lot of them don't really want to do that whole investigation work stuff. You know, they like for snitches. They want people to tell. So the snitching and the telling has made the police lazy because they don't have to literally go do work anymore. Now they just can depend upon somebody who trying to get themselves out of jail to tell. You get what I'm saying? Or a confession. That's what they wait on. They wait on confessions, somebody to tell, etc. And, you know, that's a whole different issue. But what that does is that creates a whole generation of detectives that aren't detecting. They just sitting around waiting on somebody to tell. They're waiting on the lead to come to them. Now, what are they supposed to do? I don't know, but perform interviews, sir. Perform interviews. You get what I'm saying? Like, put it out there. Like, it should be all over the news. Guys, if you know anything, you have anything, if you can, we gotta, you know, you can say this and you could be anonymous. You don't just drop a website, you know, on the thing and go on like Crime Stoppers. Just go on there if you see this. And I mean, it need to be more of a push, because I think as a detective, I would want to know if this is some connected stuff, because this whole, oh man, it ain't connected. Like, I don't know. We just seen two things that connected. We seen two white BMWs. And I know it sounds crazy, something small. What if dude get a kick out of shooting white BMWs, right? You get what I'm saying? So that's a link. You know, it's small and it could be a coincidence. I'm agreeing to all that. But the girl was murdered Friday. Down there in Hateville. We're coming through right there by the airport. These people were murdered back in 2021. They were in College Park. I mean, it ain't too far from where this girl was at. And both of them had white BMWs. You know, I mean, hey, you know, but we have to stop the whole idea of jumping to the conclusion of it's this. No, don't say what it is. You know, it's easy for police officers to say it's just random. You know, it's easy. Just, man, it's another road rage, man. It's getting tough out here. You know, that's easy to say, you know, and he could be dead wrong. That's how I said this on my last live. They got something called linkage blindness. Linkage blindness is when egos, everybody want to be the one to solve their own case. Everybody want to be the one. They don't want to share information that they miss the links in it. Serial killers get away with murders for a long time, not because they're smart, because they take full advantage of the ignorance of, most of the time, the detectives working the case. They won't talk to each other. They're not sharing secret information. Like, they got this information, they don't want to share it because if I share it, then, you know, yeah. And then most of the time, the FBI have to get involved to put the dots together. And somebody have to invite them in, but nobody ever want to do that because everybody wants to be the hero that solved the case. All the while, the person who committed the crime get another 5, 10, 15 victims. Atlanta is not, this is not new to Atlanta. If you go back and watch the Wayne Williams murders back in 78, 79, 80, 81, 79, 80, 81, 82. If you go back and look at that, it was the same thing, man. It was the same thing. Nobody wanted to admit that it was a shooter because Atlanta is a metropolis. Well, just put it like this. There is a lot of business that come through Atlanta. Atlanta has I think, is it the World Cup coming? The World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Atlanta is always in the running for the Super Bowl, the All-Star game. Arthur Blank built that big old Mercedes-Benz stadium over there to draw, to draw these big events to make money. So when these events come, not only do the stadium make money, all the local businesses make money, all the hotels make money, the airport make money, and thus it equals to tax for the city of Atlanta and all the surrounding counties. You know, the metro Atlanta area is DeKalb, Clayton, Gwinnett, Fulton, like in all these little cities, Roswell, Sandy Springs, Decatur, all these little cities, you know. So they don't want to do anything to discourage business coming to Atlanta, events coming to Atlanta. So why would they be in a rush to say there's a shooter? That's how it was doing the Wayne Williams thing. Maynard Jackson and all them, they were trying to block. They didn't want it to come out that there was a serial killer snatching little kids in the urban areas of Atlanta. Wayne Williams, they didn't want that to come out, and they didn't want it to come out because it was going to impact business. So fast forward to 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if they knew it was something going on and everybody just kind of like trying to brush it off like, nah, you know, but it don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, guys. I'm not a professional detective, but you're telling me that a person and people are committing murders, emotional murders now, and they're getting away. No plan. And the ideal is it's because they're on the freeway, meaning there are eyewitnesses there. It's easy for somebody to say, yeah, I got the first 2 tag numbers. Yeah, it was a blue car. I seen that blue car. I didn't know what was going on. You know? And if we're going to go with the road rage theory, then it has to be somebody somewhere. Like, somebody saw something, right? But if we're going to go with the other theory is this is a well planned out shooting. Somebody got a vehicle design with a gun out the back, firing into cars and killing people, and they just easing off and don't nobody know where they came from. You know, we hear the noise or didn't even hear the noise. It may not have been no noise. Who to say it was noise? So if it's no noise, if the gun didn't spit fire out the end of it, then that person came planned and prepared to do it. So I'm getting to the point where, hey man, it's only so many of these that gonna happen before somebody somewhere is gonna have to open up their eyes and say, guys, I think it's something else. So I think my next path is I want to see what the national scale is, because the reason why is because if I was a shooter, right, and I had been getting away with it, I wouldn't run the place hot. And what I mean by that is, if I'm into, that's my thing, right? I just how I get my thing off. I wouldn't burn up that place. I would just use that place and then ease off to another place. Because I'm in a car on the freeway. The freeways are connected. 20 go all the way to Texas, 75, turning to 95. You can go on up, right? With 75. So that means I could jump on 85, 75 and go anywhere. So if I'm doing this, then before Atlanta get too heated, how about I just leave out and go to Alabama, or leave out and go to South Carolina, commit a crime, because this is how I get my stuff off, commit a crime, and then come back, So these are theories that I think need to be looked at, because number one, nobody seems to care about the road rage incident theory because they're not doing anything about it. If you believe that road rage was the problem, why aren't you guys recording footage? Like, why is footage not being recorded? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just don't know. Let me get to the comment section. Let me see. Peace and love to you and yours. These senseless random killers aren't as random as they want the public to believe. I believe that too, Bruce. I believe that they're not random. But the problem is when you try to group them all together, right? You can't group them all together because you do have some random ones in there. You do have some people that just got lucky and they got away with it. But the smart one is entwined with it, and when you ask me about the Wayne Williams thing, that's what I believe truly happened with the Wayne Williams thing. I do believe Wayne Williams did some of them crimes, but I don't believe he did all of them. And what the city wanted to do was the city wanted to clear the books because of business. I was a Atlanta child murder buff. Like, I don't watch so many doggone documentaries about it. My grandmama told me that one of the victims, Ruby Jeter, was a family member, distant family member of ours. I think she more closer family member to my grandmother them. But that's how Wayne Williams was able to get away with it for so long. And then I think what happened was there was something else going on, and the people who saw the city dumping everything on Wayne was like, shoot, y'all better stop or we better relocate. So Atlanta has always been a place that this same pattern has happened, where they're afraid to put it out there that this was going on because it would negatively impact business. All the while, all the people from Atlanta just going to work, going home, paying their bills. They just trying to get by. They don't know nothing going on. They just know it's another shooting. That's it. And nobody got time to be no detective and find out who shot who. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is doing that. But remember, if I'm able to sit here in my little place and find a link, a detective should be able to do that too. Today we found a link. The link was a white BMW. A white BMW. A couple was shot in a white BMW. They was murdered back in 2021. Now a young lady was murdered 2 days ago in a white BMW. What if this particular person just into riding around catching white cars? You know what I mean? So that's what I said. I'd be interested in what car colors there are. Like, because, most of them dudes, them people like that got a type. They have something because it means something to them. My daughter was killed. Sorry, y'all. My daughter was killed on 285 in the middle of the night, coming home from work. It was a young lady not too long, 3 days after her, probably 5 miles away from where she was killed at, was killed in the middle of the night, coming home, driving. And I mean, you got all these different police municipalities, and I don't know if they're linking it. It's called linkage blindness. I don't know if they're linking it. So me personally, I'm just doing what I can. I'm just me. And like I said, I started the website. I got the website. If I didn't show you, let me put the website back up. I started the website. It's a little, it's okay right now. But it's coming together. It's gonna come together, right? As we get better. I'm trying to track this stuff, right? Track the shootings, and I added this young lady. She got in there. This girl here. Unfortunately, yeah. Added her. And it says that, let me read what it says. It's a heavily traveled corridor. That's a very busy area now. Where this girl was killed at or shot at, that's like, I mean, like, that's crazy. Like, for all the people who from Atlanta or the people who've been in Atlanta, you know where the airport at. This girl was shot down there by the airport. Y'all know how busy that is. You know? That's crazy. So let me see what it said. It said, as of the evening of April 15th, 26, no suspect had been named, no motor had been released, and investigators were still working to pinpoint where the shots were fired. Detectives were canvassing the area for witnesses and pulling surveillance footage. From where? You know what I mean? From where? You know, the best hope they have is our witnesses. So I'm working on this, trying to see, and I'm just using a lot of AI tools as well, trying to see road rage escalation events, if it's a targeted attack, if it's domestic or argument. Because if you was a serial, you would literally try to hide it. Like, if you're smart about it, right? You'll try to make it look like one thing. So I don't know, man. Number one, be careful, man. Be careful. Just be careful. Y'all see this one that says, why so few arrests? The most striking pattern is the persistently low arrests. In 2021, out of 45 documented incidents, only a handful resulted in arrest. This is not a primarily failure of effort by law enforcement, but a reflection of systematic obstacles. The most obstacle is that GDOT traffic cameras provide only live stream and do not record footage. This means that in vast majority of the highway shootings, there is no video evidence of the perpetrator's vehicles, license plates, and direction of travel. So I think what we all should do is invest in car cams for ourselves, get car cams in our car and the rear. I think we should do that anyway. In a lot of other countries, and I think we should do it for insurance purposes. And a lot of other countries, they do it and they make them do it. I think we should. I have one in my truck. I think we should all invest in those because, okay, let's say something happened, because let's say anybody was in that area at that time, has a recording device in their car. Detectives, if I know I was there at that time, I could say, guys, I don't really, I didn't see anything, but I do have this video. That's what the first thing they do when something happened in the community. They go back and they say, the Ring cameras. They want to look at the Ring cameras. So I think we all should probably end up having cameras in our cars as a way to, even if we are not involved in it, but you could go back and look at the footage, because man, we need to get these people off the streets, y'all, because that can be you tomorrow. That can be your child, your grandchild, your mother. Like, tragedy don't seem to be as serious until you get the call. Like, tragedy seemed to be a distant thing until you get the call. Now, when you get the call, it's your family member, the world stops, right? Everybody else around you, life keep going on. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I believe we're going to have to invest in that. I'm sorry. Bruce said there's plenty of cameras in that section of 75. Yeah, I believe I see them all over, man. When you ride down 75, you can see those cameras. But the thing is, they're not recording. They're not recording. And then the other side of it is, so this is my gripe. I got twofold gripes, right? The first gripe I have is, okay, when they want to put up those HOV lanes, not the HOV lanes, when they want to put up them express lanes, you know, the express lanes they put up in the city where only people with the Peach Pass can ride in, they can catch tags like crazy then. Ride in that lane if you want to, and don't have the peach pads and watch what happened. Right? So they have technology that can capture tags. They got technology that can record. When you ride down 75 and you ride over there, man, you see all them cameras down, but they're so focused on trying to make money with this stuff. Like, they're not trying to prevent crime. They're trying to make money. They're using it to make money. Open up this lane, shut this lane, direct traffic. Yeah, it's all about money flow. It's not about the people. And I have to say this. I wonder if the victims were all of a different race, would it matters? We got to ask that question. Like, we can't make it out to be a racial thing, guys. And I'm not saying that. But you have to ask, is it because these shootings are happening within the city of Atlanta, in the metro area, and primarily most of the victims are African American? Does that lend to the fact that that's why they're not starting to come up with a way to capture people? Because if there's no deterrence, let's say this, if a person is not worried about, I'm gonna get caught, what's stopping them from doing it? You get what I'm saying? It has to be a deterrent. If it's no deterrent, then the monsters come out. So I don't know. We as people, man, I think all of us, we're all in this, but all of us need to understand that this could be either one of us at any moment. Like, do not lose sight of the fact that just because it's somebody else's tragedy don't mean it's you next or your child next. And that's the point I want to share, because I didn't think my child would get shot. I guarantee that mama who did the interview last night, yesterday, she didn't think her child would be one of the ones to get shot. Something got to happen. We got to get, it's only going to get, like, these people are not stopping, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel, and it's just all feeling. I feel that it's a mixture. I feel that there's somebody doing it. And then you got other people who just doing dumb stuff, but I do believe in my heart of hearts, there's somebody doing it. It's somebody who's riding around, have a plan, and they have a type. What that girl could have did to you. It's a pregnant girl, like, to make you shoot in her car. Like, what could she did? Now, if it come out later, it was a spouse or something, and he just decided to do it on the freeway because he know he could get away with it, then that's what it is. But until then, I'm going to operate under the assumption that it's somebody out here shooting people on the freeways, and we need to be careful. And we need the GDOT to start recording the freeways. We do, because we're not safe riding down the freeways. And at least if another person dies, at least that person can get caught. The assailant can be arrested, and we don't have to worry about this lunatic riding around just you filling your car up, and you got a white car. He want to shoot you because you got a white car. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up for today, guys. I just wanted to jump on. I wanted to, number one, just really and truly, from the deepest heart of mine, just send out my sincere condolences to that family, the Bianca Huntley family. We try to be strong in those moments after you done cried till you can't cry no more. Like, we try to be strong in those moments. But life goes on. And even though you're being strong in that moment, life going on. It's going to keep going on. And you're going to look up one day and life just don't went on. So that's important about grief and being grief and having your moment. You can't allow it to capture you. That's how I'm going to end this video. Grief is tricky, but you can't allow it to capture you, because it will leave you. You will be 5 years still in mourning. And I'm not telling you how to grieve. I'm telling you that when I was going through what I was going through with my daughter-in-law, I just wanted to lay in the bed, like straight up. That's all I wanted to do. That's the only thing that felt good, just going to sleep. I didn't want to think about it. My wife came in and snatched the blinds open one day, the curtain. She said, all right, this the last day. Straight up. My wife said, this the last day. Go ahead and get it out right now, but you getting up tomorrow. That's what she said. I said, all right. You know, I laid around that day because that's all I wanted to do. And then the next day, I got up and life began. And yeah. But man, it's tough. But I just wanted to send that out, man, and just come on and say that to the families and everything, man. This is my sincere condolences. And if y'all see this video or one of your family members see the video, reach out to me and we could talk. If you want to do some type of interview, you want to put content out about it, just hit me up, you know, and I'll do what I can. But yeah. Anyway, I'm about to roll, guys. I appreciate all y'all for joining, watching, liking, commenting. I didn't have this plan. I saw it. Somebody sent it to my wife, and I had to get on. So, all right, I'm out, man. I appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. Like all my Atlanta people. I mean, I know it's tough everywhere, but be safe, guys. Oh. All right, guys, I'm out, man. I'm going to talk to y'all in a minute. This is Larry, man. Peace.